Hey, what's up guys, Soapss here, welcome back to another video. Today we have the Sketchbook Chronicles Tag Team rule video. So in this video we're going to go over everything that you need to know before you start playing Sketchbook Chronicles Tag Team. There's not a ton of rules, so this shouldn't be a long video, and it should be pretty easy to grasp. So let's get right into it. So there's two types of cards in Sketchbook Chronicles Tag Team. There's monster cards, and then there's spell cards. So your deck is mostly comprised of monster cards, and you have 2 spell cards. So when you're building a deck, you want to have 10 monster cards and 2 spell cards, which make up a 12-card deck. So now we're going to talk about how the game is laid out. So there's a couple different zones, I guess you could call them zones, I don't know, spots to place different cards in the game. So right here is your deck spot where you put your 12-card deck. Then you have your active monster slot, which is where you put your active monster. And then you have your 3 bench monster slots. So you can only have 3 bench monsters at a time, and you can only have 1 active monster at a time. And then also you have your hand. There's no maximum hand size, so you won't be drawing a lot of cards, trust me. So now that we know where to play our cards, let's get into how you start the game. So you start the game by drawing 4 cards, and obviously shuffling your deck. You usually don't want to get both of your spell cards right off the bat, but for the sake of this video, I'm just going to bring them up. So first, when you start, you're going to choose what monster you want to be your active monster. And okay, let's say I want it to be Fur Ninja, so I'm going to place it in the active monster slot. And then I would flip a coin, rock, paper, scissors, do whatever to decide who's going first. After both of you guys have placed your active monster, you decide who goes first. And then whoever goes first, now it's my turn. Let's say I'm going first. I can place 1 monster on the bench for the turn. And then I can play a spell card. So you can only play 1 spell card per turn, and you can only place 1 monster on the bench for this turn. So you don't pick up cards at the start of your turn. There's a new mechanic, and when you use a spell or a monster dies, it just goes over to the discard pile, and you can place that wherever you want. I just have it next to the deck. So so this is how you draw cards. So you draw cards when you kill an opponent's monster, and you do that by lowering their HP, which is on the box right here, to 0. So we may as well talk about right now how what all this text means on the card. So here we have the name Fur Ninja, it's HP, the number of the card in the set, and its ability, Sneaky Boy. Every time this monster kills a monster, it can't be attacked for 2 turns. And the golden weapons does 30 damage. So you can use its ability and its attack on its turn. So for example, this ability only goes into effect when it says it does, and it can deal 30 damage to your opponent. So if it was fighting himself, he could do 30 damage to his 40 HP, dropping him down to 10, and then when he attacked again, he would end up killing it. And when you kill an opponent's monster, you draw a card. And that goes in your hand, of course. So you only draw cards by killing your opponent's monster, active monster, or bench monsters, because there is some cards that can use their abilities to damage bench monsters. But you only draw from killing your opponent's monsters or discarding a card. Let's say I'm never going to use this card. Why did I put it in my deck? I'm going to discard it, and then I can draw another one. So now let's talk about win condition. So you win the game by losing all of your cards in your deck. So once you have no more cards in your deck, they're all in your discard pile, and you only have 2 cards left, you can play your 2 cards, and then if you do not win the game before all your monsters are dead, then you lose. If that makes any sense. Also, if you still have a deck and you have no bench monsters or an active monster because your opponent killed them, you lose. So you want to keep monsters on your bench, because when your active monster dies, the bench monster would move up just like in Pokemon. And So you would want to place another monster on your bench so that when Pencil Man dies, you can move up the next one. And like I said, you can have up to 3 here. So, yeah, that's pretty much how the game works. So, I guess we can just talk about spell cards a little bit. So they have a name. You can tell it's a spell card because it has the purple squiggly line. You just place it and use its ability. Flip a coin. If heads, deal 30 damage to your opponent's active monster. If tails, your active monster gains 10 HP. And it also has a card number down here of what card it is in the set. You can only use spell cards on your turn. That's probably the only, I don't know, if you could call that a downside, then it is. So yeah, that's how you win the game. It's all about just ridding your opponent of their monsters, trying to end up with more cards than them by sending their cards to the discard pile. And that's it. It's supposed to be pretty simple. You can just carry around your 12-card deck and play with your friends. And yeah, I will have this typed up. I'll probably make another video and updated rules of a typed up PDF that you guys can download for the rules so that you can have it on hand just in case you want to learn. And that'll probably come out once I get my cards from the Game Crafter and publish the game. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in another video.